We go to this one next. As violent crime continues to plague communities across South Africa, government leaders are increasingly looking to technology as a new weapon in the fight against lawlessness. In his most recent State of the Nation address, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced some bold plans for AI-powered policing, digital forensic labs and smart surveillance systems. But in a country where public trust in law enforcement is already fragile, can this technology truly restore safety and justice? So we're waiting for the latest crime statistics this morning, and we're exploring whether artificial intelligence could be a game changer or just another unfulfilled promise. Let's talk about it, the potential and the pitfalls of AI in policing with Professor Dumisani Mabunda from UNISA's College of Law, a leading expert in police practice. Prof. Mabunda, good morning. Welcome to the program. Lovely to have you with us. The president has previously emphasized AI as a game changer in crime prevention and financial fraud detection. From your experience, though, how effective has AI truly been in improving police work on the ground in South Africa?
Thank you for the opportunity, Iman, and greetings to the viewers. The topic that we are talking about today is very key. Looking at the crime level in South Africa, we need to embrace every resource, including technology, to deal with this crime issue. There are a lot of areas in South Africa which are inaccessible, where crime is happening and the police can only react after the fact, after there's a mass shooting. So this technology in their various formats will be more than welcomed to help the police to be a force multiplier, as we know that the police cannot be able to deal with all crime areas in South Africa.
Prof, South Africa struggles with crimes like child abductions, gang violence and extortion. Can AI-driven surveillance and analytics realistically help prevent these types of crimes, or are we overestimating what technology can do in our context?
It's a good question, Iman. I think we need to benchmark with developed countries and invest in technologies that help those countries to deal with crimes that you have mentioned. If we try to use other means to deal with sophisticated crime, I'm afraid we are going to fail in our attempt to reduce the number of killings, the number of abductions that is taking place today. So with technology, the right one for that matter, will help deal with this issue. While we know that the police are not necessarily equipped, they're always on a catch-up mode. Criminals seem to invest so much in their criminal activities while me and you are sleeping. So we need to have a political will and leadership in the police to try and benchmark, and not going far away from South Africa, looking at those areas, and we learn how they are dealing with this type of crime. And I think we can make an impact before we can purchase technology that will not necessarily assist in dealing with this crime.
Yeah, and I think it's worth making a note that organized crime is organized, as you're suggesting. I mean, you know, those syndicates and those people who want to make a lot of money, this is their only job. And so they're ready to make that investment. Is how do we as a country rise to the challenge and sometimes the ingenuity of these criminal syndicates? We want to look at China and their surveillance-driven safety, which is often cited as a model for how AI can be effective. The question is, at what cost? In your view, should South Africa prioritize public safety over individual privacy when implementing AI and surveillance technology?
A good question, Iman. I think if you listen to the president trying to ask America to invest in South Africa, and looking at what the president of that country was saying, his concern was crime, but in a skewed manner. If the president can convince countries that are developed to invest in sophisticated equipment, these countries can be in a better position to invest, because no one wants to invest in a crime-infested area because it's pointless. So you mentioned the Chinese, how they deal with this sophisticated crime. Why don't we invest in that kind of technology? The other thing that I missed, maybe it was clouded by the visit of the president to America, the Minister of Finance, I didn't hear how much the police are going to get. That would indicate the seriousness in which the country wants to deal with the issue of crime. So we will have to wait and see, because every time you listen to the police, they say they don't have resources, meaning that there is no budget that is focused in that area, while everybody knows that crime in South Africa has gone out of hand, and then it's reached a proportion that can fit in a description of genocide as indicated by the American president. Not only genocide in terms of crime that only affect a certain race, but South Africans, Black Africans, are at the receiving end of crime. Everywhere you go, you never feel safe, because anything can happen to you. You can be kidnapped and somebody asks for a ransom. So we need to focus a lot on security and intelligence-led policing in South Africa.
Yeah. For this financial year, 120.8 billion, a 7 billion rand increase from the previous year. And a lot of that's going to go, of course, to human resources as well. I want to go back to what the president had mentioned in building a world-class digital forensic lab. What critical gaps exist in our current forensic and investigative systems that AI could realistically help to close?
I think we can invest in a criminal record center where database of criminals are located. If you look at the undocumented individuals in South Africa, they just roam around and nobody knows where they stay. So it is easy for them to commit crime, and they will never be traced. I'm not painting a general picture here, but statistics are there. Police can tell you that when we arrest people, there's particular section of Africa where the majority of these criminals are coming from. So we need to spend so much resources in technology that will make sure that everybody that is in South Africa is well documented, and we can also capacitate the border management authority. We see they are setting a trend now. They purchasing equipment like drones to deal with individuals that are crossing into our territory illegally. So I think that is where we have to start, because the police at this stage normally are reactive. They wait for crime to be committed, and you send specialists there. They will find evidence in the form of fingerprints, but those fingerprints cannot be linked with anyone because those individuals have not been documented. So I think that is where a lot of resources should be spent. And also on detectives, training detectives. We know of the exodus of detectives from the SAPS because of various reasons. Now, experience comes with time. So we need to invest in the training of detectives as well. I heard a few years ago, there was an indication that there's going to be a university in Hammanskraal that will deal with detection. I'm not so sure how far the process is.